What's up, Tsla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall market, and why there's going to likely be a big test on Tesla stock, at least for today. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link that's down below, or use my QR code right over here to sign up. If you sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're going to get $20 of free NVIDIA stock. If you deposit $2,000, you're going to get $50 worth of NVIDIA plus a $100 cash reward. Deposits $10,000 or more to get $300 worth of NVIDIA plus $100, or deposit $50,000 to get $1,000 of free NVIDIA stock plus $100. You're also going to qualify for an 8.1% APY on uninvested cash, and the offer ends very soon, so please use my links down below to sign up to get those free NVIDIA shares. Anyways, now let's talk about what's happening with the market. So, as far as Tesla's going, if we end up losing 424, the low of yesterday, I do expect this to dump to 420, forming a head and shoulders like pattern. But if we hold above 425, I do expect this to push for the 430s for a nice, recovery move after Jerome Powell caused a sell off yesterday. So hopefully Tesla tries to bounce from here and starts pushing for the 430s. In terms of SPY and the QQQ, they are also trying to bounce. Are we going to see this market continue to bounce, which would help Tesla? Or does the market get another rejection after what Jerome Powell said? I'll talk about the news, then I'll break down more details about the charts. There's been some negative news that came out that a Tesla worker claims that the factory robot ended up striking him, leaving millions in medical expenses. He's also filed a lawsuit. So this is a very important news. They're seeking $51 million because they are claiming that Tesla was very negligent and they had very unsafe equipment placement. According to the employee, Tesla's refused to show him the footage. That's what's happening so far in Fremont, California, which led to a $51 million lawsuit. So I just want to say that I wish all employees nothing but the best for their safety and such. We hope that they're safe and they're doing well. But in this case, it's not the best pieces of news for Tesla. But of course, we can't really draw conclusions yet until we get more details and we see what happens with the lawsuit. So that's important news, not really affecting Tesla way too much. Elon Musk also mentioned on X when talking about his pay compensation plan, that's the $1 trillion pay package. Musk says it's not about compensation, it's about him having enough influence over Tesla to ensure safety if they build millions of robots. He says that if he could just get kicked out in the future by activist shareholder advisory firms who don't even own Tesla shares themselves, then Elon said he's not comfortable with that future. So that's a big point that Elon is making. That's his, opinion, and I respect that. So I think it's very important for shareholders to respect his wishes as well, to keep him in the company, to help, keep him satisfied with the work he's going to be doing. On top of this, there's been more talk about how the Model Y has a different variant that's going to be more affordable and how it may not have as many features as your typical Model Y. But of course, that is what we expect if you're going to have a more affordable Model Y under $35,000. Finally, today is Wednesday, September 24th. It's just very minor housing data at 10 o'clock a.m. It's all minor. Then we have some bill auctions at 11:30 a.m. Once again, very minor data. Today is the very quiet day, but on Thursday and Friday, tomorrow and on Friday, we have big data. So this is the quiet before the storm. When it comes to Jerome Powell, he took a neutral view and he once again talked about how the Fed has to be very cautious and they cannot rule out higher inflation, which is why they're going to be looking at the data on a day over day, a meeting over meeting basis. And he mentioned that he does not want them to cut too fast or keep rates too high for too long. They have to be very careful. So once again, we have to be careful. There are headlines that are saying that the stock market is like a locomotive in danger of running out of steam, and Jerome Powell may be the one to apply the brakes. Once again, this is what mainstream media is kind of like saying. That does not guarantee anything, though, because the market's still trying to bounce. We're going to see if we could bounce or not. Will Jerome Powell's concerns and fears about how he's kind of like telling us to be cautious because rate cuts are not 100% guaranteed. We need to see inflation fall for them to cut rates more. So keep that in mind. Jerome Powell is very clear about that. Is that going to cause the market to dip more? So does the market bounce? We'll have to see about that. Besides that, I'm not seeing anything else that's too crazy on the news. And then we also have Costco's earnings on Thursday. That's all I'm really seeing for now. So what do I see for Tesla in the markets? Well, like I said before, if Tesla does not hold this trend line, if we lose 424, we're bearish. We're going to be expecting this to dump to 420. But as long as we're above 425, we could consolidate in the morning, then eventually try to push back up towards the 430s. I would not rule out 430, then 434 is our targets, maybe a little bit higher for a temporary bounce. One thing worth mentioning is that Tesla likes to bounce off this white trend line. We bounced, and bounced. And then the green 20 EMA at 425 is our main support. So we got to hold this green EMA. Right now we're above these and we're trying to bounce. So we favor consolidation and a push for the 430s all the way back up to 435. Tesla looks a bit more bullish to me, but let's see if we hold support just to be safe. Let's wait for confirmation. It's going to be a big test. Hopefully we start pushing for the 430s. SPY looks a little bit more bullish in the pre-markets, but we need confirmation. See how I was saying yesterday that SPY loves to bounce off this green trend line, right? We keep on bouncing off, sorry, not the trend line, the EMA, the 20 EMA. We're just kind of bouncing off this, bouncing off this. We did dip a bit below this and bounce. We did dip below this and bounce. If we lose 663, expect 662 to be tested. If that fails, let's expect us to dump to like 658. But as long as we're above, okay, 663, as long as we hold that for today, we're going to be likely testing 665. I'd like to see us close above 665. If we do, we're going to be looking for another attempt for all-time highs. If we don't, there's going to be a risk of us turning back down. So hopefully we reclaim 665 and bounce more. We do favor a test of 665 or above later, so we'll see if that happens or not. On the triple Q, we need to essentially lose 597.5 to dump to 593 to start turning more bearish. As long as we're above 600, we're looking for a attempt for 602. So I don't want to see us lose 597.5. As long as we hold above this, we're going to be looking for the low 600s. So keep that in mind. On the IWM, we're trying to make higher lows here. As long as we don't lose 243, we're going to be favoring 245 plus for a temporary bounce. So we're still favoring upside. On ES, as long as we don't lose 6720 and 6700, we're favoring 6740 as our target. So I want to see us not lose 6700 and push for 6740. For NQ, if we lose 24,850 or even 24,800, I do expect more downside. This could be like a head and shoulders if we lose support. But as long as we hold 24,850, we got to hold that support. Then there's going to be hope for us to try to bounce again. And this could be a trap, and we could just continue to push for 24,950 plus. So it depends. Do we lose the 24,850s or do we hold them and bounce? That's going to be a make or break level for NQ. We're still in the middle. Bitcoin's bouncing. I want to see us break 113,300. If we do, we're looking for 114,000 for upside. Once again, as long as Tesla holds 425, we're going to consolidate and try to push for the 430s. Nvda is trying to bounce here. If we lose 178, we're looking for a dump to 176. As long as you hold this, we're looking for the 180s. 180 and 182 is very probable. Aapl, if we lose 252, we're looking for a dump. As long as we hold this, we're going to be looking for an attempt for essentially 256.5. Palantir is looking bullish, favoring 185 as our target. Looking at AMD, we're also looking more bullish as long as we don't lose 160. 162.5 is going to be tested again. If we could break that, we're going to be trying to push for 165. Right now, it's a tough resistance. We were not able to break this for many weeks. We'll see if we could break 162. Coinbase is trying to bounce. If we break 325, we're looking for 328. Amazon's going to try to likely retest 226. As long as we don't lose 220, we're going to be looking more bullish. Meta needs to hold above 750. As long as it holds, we're looking for an attempt for 764 again for a temporary bounce. Google's also trying to rebound for 253. And then Microsoft is going to be favoring 511 as our potential targets. The VIX is rejecting here. Will the VIX continue to fall, start filling some gaps? As of right now, it's showing weakness, which is a sign of strength for the markets that we might be trying to push more. Tesla's also looking a little bit more bullish. Let's see if we could break 430 and start pushing for 435 or above. We look like we want to bounce, but we need to watch for confirmation just to be safe on the 4-hour close. With that being said, I thank you all so much for listening. Have a good day, and let's just see Tesla and the market hold support to bounce more. I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace out.